Lecture topic: Respect for knowledge.
Last week, perhaps it was on Monday, mentioned one incident which I think is very important to repeat it. Many were not present on Monday, so for the benefit of those who were not around, to repeat this incident. So there was a very senior ʿAlim here, and he passed away now. His son mentioned one incident about him, that when he studied in India, that is now going back almost 50 years ago. So that time in the particular madrasa that he was studying in, something happened and the students went on some kind of strike, which is quite something hard to fathom. How can that happen in a madrasa? But in any case, when shaitan and nafs take over, then things that can't be imagined also unfortunately happen. So in any case, this strike started, something of this nature started, and there were some students that were getting involved in it. So he began discouraging students from being part of this, that this is a very dangerous thing for one's entire future. This is a very harmful thing for the Deen. One point that didn't get mentioned last week was that when those who were in the forefront of this realized and came to know that he is discouraging others, so they actually planned to come and assault him. In any case, he got to know about it and he left the madrasa and he went away. He went and he took admission somewhere else. But that time passed. Much later, he was recently, before he passed away, 2 years before that, he was back in India in Jamaat. One person came to him where he was in one masjid, and he met him, greeted him, and he asked him that, do you recognize me? Do you know me? He said, I can't remember who you are, I have no idea. So then he introduced himself. He says that, I remember you. We were both studying in this particular madrasa so many years ago. And he says that this was the time when that incident took place, when that strike happened. And then he said to him that I was among in the forefront. I was among the leaders of that whole thing. So probably he was also part of that group that wanted to try and hurt this person. But then he told him something very, very shocking. He said, after that, whatever happened, I had to leave also. He says, for 40 years thereafter, for 40 years, I didn't make one Salah. He was studying in a madrasa and acquiring knowledge of Deen, but then this incident became the reason for him leaving. He had to fall off, he was expelled or whatever happened. But then for 40 years, he says, I didn't perform one Salah. It's just recent before that, when that meeting took place, that now the tawfiq came again, and now I've come out in Jamaat, I'm trying to now get back on track. But now this 40 years, a person, he might have some excuse about it. Well, this person said this and that person did that, and I was unjustly treated in this matter and that matter. All kinds of things will come regarding others, how others said something or did something to him. But then what did the masjid in the house of Allah Ta'ala do to him? What did Salah do to him? His relationship with Allah Ta'ala is what he's going to have to answer for. So where did that blockage come from? That now 40 years no Salah already. So that blockage comes from things that we think have no significance. That we did something, we said something, we showed some attitude with the Ustad, that pride came over us, and therefore we decided we'll defy everybody, we'll do what we want to do. Somebody is trying to do something good, like he was encouraging the students to avoid being part of this kind of action. And now when somebody is trying to do something good, then others will want to now harm him. That why are you trying to do good? Why are you trying to encourage somebody to do the right thing? So now they want to harm him, they want to become his enemies. So that time they think nothing about it. They just dismiss it. Somebody will laugh it off as well. And somebody will feel proud about themselves and how they showed their might and strength to do the wrong thing. But at that time, a person doesn't realize how far this can impact on him and to what extent it can drop him. So for that moment he might seem like a hero. For that moment he might seem like somebody, I'm one up. I can even take the Ustad on. I can take the whole madrasa on. But then, what are we taking, where are we taking ourselves is what we have to think about. So these are very delicate things. This path of knowledge of Deen is unlike something else in the dunya. Here, the matter of respect, adab, the matter of how a person conducts himself, what is his manner of doing things, all this has a very deep impact on things. And to the extent that he will fulfill all these etiquettes, then he'll prosper and he'll progress tremendously. But when he starts deciding to do his own thing, then outwardly it might seem like something's happening, but in reality he's digging his own hole. And Allah forbid when he falls into it. Allah Ta'ala save us.
अल्लाह अल्लाह कैसा प्यारा नाम है, आशिकों का मीना और जाम है।